Flowerhead Bakery. We're back in the kitchen today with our Food Gotta Cook series, where we focus on simple, easy to make recipes that you can make at home. If you remember last week, we made some pumpkin soup with this beautiful Spencer Mountain pumpkins that we had. We have some leftovers, so we're going to turn that into a pie that you can make for Thanksgiving. So very few ingredients, really easy to make. We've got some eggs, butter, some heavy cream and milk, some sugar, some spices, our salt, and this beautiful pumpkin. You also will need a pie crust, which you can either make or purchase one from the grocery store. There are some really nice options out there. So we're going to start. We've got 2 eggs and a yolk. I'm just going to break these yolks up a little bit. And then it's really easy. We're just going to add the rest of our ingredients, and it doesn't really matter which order you add them in. So we've got our beautiful pumpkin. That color is just amazing. So beautiful. That's one of the nice things about using fresh pumpkin. You get that beautiful color. We've got a little bit of butter. This is going to add some richness. I'm using white sugar. I like for the color of the pumpkin to come through, and sometimes I feel like the brown sugar takes away from the beautiful orange color. We've got some heavy cream and milk. Our spices. And this is just cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and clove, and a little bit of salt. So we'll just stir that up together. And there goes the pumpkin color coming back through. It just takes a minute. This is really nice. You don't need any special equipment, just a whisk and a bowl. So it's really easy to make. There we go. And just like that, we're done. So we're going to pour this into our prepared pie crust. And all pie pans are just a little bit different, so we'll see how much we can get in there. It's a little bit more than will fit. So if you have extra, I've buttered some ramekins here, and I'm going to pour my extra in my ramekins. And if I have any gluten-free guests, they'll be able to enjoy pumpkin pie as well. Or you can use it, they cook in about 15 to 20 minutes, a lot less than it takes for the pie to cook. So you can treat yourself to a little bit before everybody else gets to taste it. So, and then to transport this to the oven and to make it easier to get it in and out of the oven, I like to put it on a baking sheet or a cookie tray. And you can also put your ramekins on there. It's big enough to do that. And then this pie takes about 15 minutes to cook, so the crust has a tendency to get a little bit too dark. So I like to tent it. So what that means is I'm going to take 2 pieces of foil, and I'm going to fold it in the middle. And then I'm also going to fold the bottom bits a little bit, just to give it some structure. So this pie bakes at 350. I'm going to bake it for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to put this tent on top. And all that means really is just doing this, hoping it won't touch the sides of my pie or the top of my pie, because it'll stick. But if you can see, you get a nice little tunnel underneath there, and that helps your crust from getting too dark. So you'll just pop that in the oven and watch it. To test for doneness, you need to just tap the side. This is already chilled, so it's not going to do it, but the whole thing should jiggle as a whole. Occasionally, if it's not done, if you tap it, you'll see a little kind of pool in the middle that moves a little bit differently than the sides. So then you know you need to cook it about 5 to 10 more minutes until the whole thing moves as a mass. So I baked this earlier this morning. I'm going to taste a piece and see how it turned out. Of course, if it's not good, I'm not going to tell you. Oops. My counter's clean. That's beautiful. I love that I can still see the color. It's so creamy and rich. the flavor of the pumpkin still comes through, which I really like. So definitely give it a try at home. It's really great. For today's recipe, you can visit our blog. We'll attach a link to that soon on thetomatohead.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Next week, we're going to air on Thursday as opposed to Friday, and we're going to find something fun to do with quince. So join me again next week, and we'll make something delicious out of our quince.